Mike Tirico, along with my partner Greg Olson, it's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. Should be a wet one. Off we go from Denver. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes the Seattle offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
We had a chance to see him out on the field early in pregame, and I thought he looked really sharp. I thought he looked focused. We had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week, and he's excited for this opportunity today. He thinks he's got a chance to lead this offense and have a lot of success, and ultimately the number 1 goal is to come out with a victory. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Complete to the former Buckeye, Jackson Smith-Njigba. That'll change things. Out of bounds inside the 35. A big play for Seattle. 42 yards.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
Darnold to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Kenneth Walker. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
To throw again is Darnold. Taken in right side by Barner. And a good job rallying to the football. Holds him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. We'll try and run it with Walker. And he will have the Seahawks first down. As this defense is unable to hold, gain of 7 on that 3rd and 2.
1st and 10.
An early test here for that offensive line, and they come through. They're going to have to continue to find space in the ground game for their running backs to continue to move the chain. So nice job there. Give them a lot of credit. Now the question is, what is the adjustment on the defensive side of the ball in the next 3rd down situation?
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal, try to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and goal, Seattle.
Darnold. That one taken in, middle of the end zone. Rashid Shaheed, touchdown Seattle.
You know, it's funny, Mike, I think in conditions like this, when you play games in these elements, everyone assumes it puts a lot of pressure on the offense, and it's actually the contrary. The offense knows where they're going. They can collect their feet, they can collect their way, but it's the defense that is more of a reactive state, and those are the guys that have a hard time keeping their footing. You see them slipping and falling. So early offensive success doesn't really surprise me, and now they have the ability to play from a lead.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He'll start at the 2. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL level.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. A gain there of 15. Good for a Denver first down.
Broncos first down.
They'll give it to Dobbins. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
By Josh Jobe. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 2. Now it's Dobbins, and it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First down.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Broncos.
First down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
The tackle made back at the 47-yard line.
We are through one. It's the Seahawks with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the second quarter. They've got it with 2nd down and 13 in front of them. Back to throw is Nix. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. A gain there of 11. Good for a Denver first down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And he's down at the 3. What a run. It picks up 25 yards and gives them a golden opportunity. It's 1st and goal. On the zone read, this is Nix. And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line. Now Seattle's going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
Back to the 5-yard line now. 2nd down and goal. Throwing is Nix. And he's forced to just get rid of it here. Now they're going to have to regroup and try again on third and goal. Here's Nix to throw. And that is incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth and goal. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This is about as short as you can get. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Broncos, they're on the board. It's 7-3.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit, he does a great job here able to put that one through.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready now for their second drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Slant, Smith and Jigba has it. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. From the gun, here's the give to Walker. And he'll get forward for about a yard. John Franklin Myers there on the stop.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing, Darnold. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down. Darnold to throw. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. And he's going to have a Seahawks first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
Mike, I think the way we've seen the NFL going these past couple years is I think all these quarterbacks, they love when the call comes in for the sideline for quarterback sneak. Hey, coach, put the game on my shoulders. With this offensive line, I'm going to pick up this first down, and that's exactly what they did.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
We're going to set.
Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. First catch there for Kupp, and he's got a first down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Lady. Red 80.
Darnold now on 1st and 10. Open left side is Barner. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It picks up 25 yards and gives them a golden opportunity. It's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And this is incomplete. but it looked like that defender got a head start. Let's check the call.
Still first down.
So now, from half the distance closer, here's first and goal. Now, Darnold. And with a flag down, he goes down. They get him for the sack, and that flag is probably on the offense as well. The task a bit tougher as they face second and goal. To throw is Darnold. Quick throw taken in. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. Talk things over before third down.
It's now third down and goal.
Here's Darnold. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
Back to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss.
I don't hate the decision, Mike. Be aggressive. Come away with a touchdown. But what the quarterback understands in this situation is you just can't hold the ball. You got to get it out of your hand. Give your guy a chance to come down with it. And he puts the ball in harm's way and results in a pick.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. And taken in by Franklin. And good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Brings up second and 3.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And third down coming up.
Quarterback's trying to give his big tight end a chance to go up and use that large catch radius. Unable to connect. Little letdown here for the tight end community, Mike.
They'll run it with Dobbins out of the pistol. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up. On fourth down, Jeremy Crawshaw on to punt for Denver. Rashid Shaheed back to return this one. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Seahawks offense going to take over just before the half. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. There's a short one taken in by Barner. Timeout Seahawks. That is their second, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Into the hands of his tight end, Barner. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
Darnold to throw on first down. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That's to the end zone where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage, muscling that one free. It'll be second down now.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Darnold to the air once more. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up third down.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Here we go, Sack. Go, lady. Go, lady. Go, lady.
Throwing on third down is Darnold. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense and their running back set to go once more. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
2nd and 11. That is caught out wide on the RPO. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third down, they need 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll go play action with Nix. He finds Mims. It's complete. And he's out of bounds inside the 30. A big play and a much-needed one as well. A pickup of 44 yards. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 21, here's 2nd down and 5.
At the 21-yard line.
Straight ahead goes Harvey. Oh, the elusiveness on display there. Nifty footwork setting up 1st and goal.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
Dobbins. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop it for no gain at the 4. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Harvey. take them back to the 5-yard line.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
A 22-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos are back within 1. It's 7-6.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Corey Horton now to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Seahawks offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bonito. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead. 1st and 10 now from the 36.
At the 36-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. He's got it at about the 8. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. Man in motion is Ingram.
Goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Leads to 2nd
Here now,
and
2nd down and goal.
3-yard line.
They'll go with him again. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard
He
line.
was taken down behind.
And now with that stop on 2nd and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. 3rd and goal from this length. I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense and not be so concerned with the run game.
They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal. Timeout Seahawks. That is their 2nd as they'll discuss what's to come. This 4th down is looming.
A 24-yard attempt.
3 for 3 in the game as this one is also good. And the Broncos move out front. It's 9-7.
Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
On the return, here comes Horton. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They trail by 2. And we'll start this drive with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. He'll work forward for a couple. Trey Greenlaw in on the tackle. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Once again, it's Walker. And he'll take this up past the 40. A pickup of 5.
Taken down at the 41. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
We're going to set.
Big play to begin this 4th quarter. They run 14 on the pickup. First down, Seattle.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Seahawks, first down. A gain of 14. And the Seahawks, first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at three situations. Can you run the ball in the fourth quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
To throw on first down is Darnold. Over the middle, it's Cup. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Seattle.
Darnold to throw. He'll get this complete. It's Cup again. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 50. Why not go back to him? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
It's a gain of 20.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Operating from the gun, and the pressure gets there, and down he goes. That's the linebacker, Nick Bonito. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's third and long.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
They need one right now. Third and long. Throwing, Darnold. Smith and jig the left side. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up fourth down.
A 27-yard attempt.
His kick is good. He got it. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Broncos offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle this situation. Do they try to slow play this and try to score without giving the ball back? Or do they try to strike as quickly as possible? So first things first, they got to convert this third down.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable third down. So they really have the option to run or pass. So they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Gotta have it. 4th and 4. On 4th down, here's Nix.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. $1:54 to go.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll drop to throw. His pass taken in by Shaheed. To the 10-yard line. He is out of bounds there.
13 yards.
He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Seahawks first down.
Here's Walker. And a short pickup down inside the 10. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. They'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5. The Broncos going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. Talk things over before 3rd down. Darnold, and that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Pressure's on. Here's the veteran, Jason Myers. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So Myers back out there. Had the field goal a moment ago. Now set to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Broncos offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And the Broncos, 1st down. 1st and 10.
A 1st down throw for Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. They come up for 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Working out of the gun. It's Nix. To the left side, into the hands of Franklin.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They have time to work with, but they have no timeouts. It's 1st and 10. Dobbins. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
46-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. Left side, that's complete. It's Sutton. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Broncos, 1st down.
And now they'll spike it with 36 seconds to go. They'll come up now for 2nd down. Throwing, Nix. That's caught on the right side by Sutton. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on 3rd down.
9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Almost set. Ready.
They'll stick to the ground. And right to the 25-yard line, that is enough for the 1st down. So they pick it up on the ground, and the drive keeps going.
And the Broncos.
Nix now on 1st and 10. And that could be the intercepted. And the Seahawks are right back in this one.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
I've been around certain quarterbacks, Mike, that loved throwing the ball in the rain, and other quarterbacks who were very uncomfortable. It looks like this one kind of got out of his hand, a little wonky, and that ball gets away from you just enough. It's going to end up falling into the wrong hands and go the other way.
Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. So it's a win here for the visiting Seahawks. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. They're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Denver, good night, everybody.